Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there. I forget what day it is. I think it's Thursday, right? Well, it's our Thursday show. It's not Thursday quite on the West Coast, but you guys' time doesn't matter anyway. So, hi, how are you? I'm a little bit sore. Oh, I got 2 shots today. I don't mind shots, but man, I took a nap and I woke up and my shoulders are just like, nah, bruh. So they're just a little bit eh. Otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. So I went and saw my doctor. That all turned out pretty well. Doctor told me, you're not good, but it's better than you thought, which is, I mean, I I guess that's better than nothing, right? Um, it's certainly better than Lady Monkey thought. Lady Monkey had me with one foot in the grave already. Everything's controllable at this point, so we just got to get everything under control. I have a cardiologist appointment, so we'll make sure that the old ticker's still strong. But otherwise, yeah, everything's good. And that's a weird place for me to be. Uh, I'm like, wait, nothing else hurts. It's just my shoulders. What the hell? I don't know how to deal with that. But I'm in a good mood and in a good place. So let's go ahead and do a show. What do you say? What do you say? All right, guys. We have to do something we don't usually do. We have to watch a video that we watched just last night, and we have to do this for a very specific reason. We have to watch Sputterman, and we have to watch him try to ask a question again because Sputterman he's important to this story. So let's bring which one is it? Oh crap, they look the same. No, not that one. This one. There we go. I need a producer. I really do. All right, we got to watch Sputterman ask his question again. I'm going to try my best not to interrupt because we're not going to watch the whole thing either. We just got to get through a certain part. But here we go. This is John Sputterman up there. Look, this guy's brain damaged. I'm not meaning to make fun of him, but if you're going to keep putting him up there as though he's perfectly normal, I'm going to act as though. Oops, I dropped something. Sorry about that. I'm going to act as though you guys have a perfectly normal guy up there. This is on y'all. Stop abusing people who have mental health issues and are old or have had massive strokes, and I will stop making fun of them. Deal? All right.
Is it staggering?
Oh, I do need to remind you guys, the volume is very quiet. Nothing I can do about it. So if you're really interested in what Sputterman is saying, make sure you just turn it up just a touch.
Is it a staggering responsibility that the head of a bank could literally crash our economy? It's astonishing. That's like if you have, I mean, like, and they also realize is that now they have a guaranteed way to be saved by no matter by how, So
Spit it out, man.
Isn't it appropriate that those kinds of this kind of control should be more stricter to prevent this kind of thing from going, or should we just go?
What was the question there? Should it be stricter? Nobody knows what the fuck you even said. I'm sorry, guys. I can't help but pause during videos. Jesus fucking Christ, man. How is this guy up there? How did they not see this and go, you know what? We need you to step down, John. We need you to step down. God bless.
Go on and start bailing and sailing whoever bank, regardless of how their conduct is.
Was that a question? God damn it.
I'll give you an example. The Republicans want to give a work requirement for SNAP. For a hungry family has to have this kind of penalties or some kinds of working required. Shouldn't you have a working requirement after we sell your bank with billions of your bank?
That's the part we really needed to see. Republicans want something sputter. There was nothing about that that's not painful to watch. You're right, Ebony. This is sad and cruel. And this is a United States senator. They told us, hey, look, he only has problems with hearing questions. Do you remember that? That's why during the debate with Dr. Oz, it was like, well, we're going to let him have the questions on a big screen with with some closed captioning. That'll make it okay. And so the first idea, what's your opening statement? And he said, hello, goodbye, everybody. I don't know what the closed captioning said when they said, when the moderator said, do you have an opening statement, Mr. Sputterman? But apparently it was, go ahead and say hello and goodbye at the same time. Pennsylvania's not sending their best. You're not wrong, Jordan. You're not wrong at all. Okay, so this is how it actually happened. Now let's take a look at how the Washington Post, or at least one of their reporters, tweeted it. Senator John Fetterman, Democrat of Pennsylvania, to SVB Executive Greg Becker. Shouldn't you have a working requirement after we bail out your bank? Republicans seem to be more preoccupied with SNAP requirements for hungry people than protecting taxpayers that have to bail out these banks. That's in quotations. This is the quote that they are giving from that literal clip we just watched. Mr. Jeff Stein here of the Washington Post. I already know the rest of the story, and we'll get to it in a second, but that's not even in the same ballpark as what he said. That might be the gist of what he was trying to get at, but that's not even fucking close to what he said. He said, dude, where's all that in your quote? Where's the word sale? Because he said it several times. Where's that word in your quote? But that's all right, because Jeffy boy, he has an excuse for this, you see. Frosted Glass, thanks so much. Excuse me, stewardess. I speak tard. Oh my God. The guy had a massive stroke. There is a reason for why he's like this. It's because he had a massive stroke and his brain's fucked up. He should be somewhere recovering. But they are so concerned about controlling that Senate that they're like, no, keep him in there. Fuck it. If he dies in there, has a massive stroke, he has a massive stroke on the floor of the Senate. That just gets us sympathy. These people are fucking horrific. All right, but Jeff took some accountability here. And a lot of people are giving him credit for this. And Jeff, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not giving you credit for this. He says, yesterday, I tweeted this quote, provided to me by the senator's office, without checking it against the video. That was my fault. Though it captured his meaning, how the fuck do you know that? I listened to what he said, and I caught the snap thing, and I caught something about sailing. But okay, it captured his meaning. I deleted the tweet since some of the words in the quotes were inaccurate. Some of the words in the quote were inaccurate. Boy, he barely used any of those words in the quote. Good God. Now, this might seem like a minor thing. A journalist screwed up. You're not getting off that easy, Jeff. Here's the thing. This is par for the course. This is par for the course where it's a Democrat, and so they're like, yeah, it must be true. They don't even check because they want to believe. And then people like me who pointed out repeatedly that this man should be in a fucking home. It's like, oh, look how articulate he is. Look at this quote that he gave. But the bigger problem is they're just DNC shills. That's all they are. They work for the Democrat. They're I don't want to say unpaid. They're underhandedly paid just shills of the Democratic Party. That's what they are. And we rarely get to see it so goddamn blatantly. This guy gets a quote from the senator's office, and with this clip going all around social media, never bothered once to stop and check it. Not once. He didn't go, oh, I should look into that and make sure. I should go see what was actually said. Somebody did a great side by side of what was actually said in this tweet, and it's funny as shit because they're not even close. Again, I don't see the word sale, Jeff. I need you to tell me what part of that has the same basic idea of sailing. And the point here, maybe this is what Fetterman was supposed to say. Remember, he's supposed to be able to read this stuff. He's got a prompter in front of him. Here, let's go back to the video. We can see him glancing down several times to look at his little, and he still couldn't do it. Oh, but he just has problem with processing words said to him. He's reading it. This man had a massive stroke. In any other situation, you have to take at least 6 months off. At the very fucking least, you need to be in serious care for 6 months just to start the healing process. And after 6 months, you're not going to see a market improvement. You're really not. It's going to take a while. Oh, my good friend Jack has arrived. Jack, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
I am annoyed. I am very, very annoyed because I'm talking about these asshole reporters and their inability to actually do their fucking job when it comes to Democrats.
Oh, no, that would be going against the party.
Did you see that asshole from the Washington Post?
No, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, since you're here, let me read it again because you were here when we watched the video last night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read to you how Jeff Stein of the Washington Post thinks that sounded. This is a quote from Fetterman, according to the Washington Post, Jeff Stein. Shouldn't you have a working requirement after we bail out your bank? Republicans seem to be more preoccupied with SNAP requirements for hungry people than protecting taxpayers that have to bail out these banks. Does that sound like what you heard?
No.
That's not even close. It's not even close. But he didn't ask. His excuse for this, Jack, was, oh, this is what the senator's office gave me. That's not a good excuse.
No, that's a terrible excuse. That's a lazy excuse.
And you know what? I'm going to go even different than that. That is a shill excuse. I just repeated what they told me to say. Now, look, guys, we know, and it's not even a question, that a good majority of the press are they're DNC shills. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
During the Obama administration, you can look this up. This really happened. They had weekly meetings with reporters and told them, this is what you want, or this is what we want you to talk about. And you know what the reporters reported on?
Exactly what they told them to
report. Exactly what they told them. We know it happened. We know this shit happens all the time. We do not have a free press. Democracy dies in darkness. You know what? It also dies in propagandic bullshit for one side because you fucking assholes won't do your job. Now, Jeff, I did link you this, so hopefully you watch this part. You're bad at your job. You should feel bad about it. You should quit and go work a fryer somewhere. And maybe you can handle that. It's not that hard. I've done it myself. I think you might have the skills for the job because all you have to do is what they told you. How is this? How is that a good excuse? They gave me. He says this, Jack. I just reported the statement that they gave me without checking it against the video. How is that an okay excuse? And tons of people, if you go read the comments on this, oh, I give it up to you for having the balls to own up to what you did. You shouldn't be okay with this.
No, not at all.
Whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, an independent, whatever, you should not be okay with a reporter going, yeah, I just printed what they told me. Oh my God, I fucking hate this shit. I hate the press in our country.
Well, they're bad at their jobs.
They're good at their jobs because their job is to shill for the DNC.
Yeah, they're bad at reporting.
Yeah.
They're good at being the propaganda wing for the press secretary.
Yeah, that's all they are. And they can sit there and deny it all they want. No, we try to be unbiased. We try to be unbiased. By literally just printing what they told you to print without looking.
Well, that's a lot of work. I mean, they're not investigative journalists, Monkey.
That clip was everywhere on social media yesterday. It's less than a 2-minute clip. It would have taken you less than 5 minutes to verify that, and you couldn't do it.
It's a lot of work. I mean, they'd have to step away from Twitter for a minute. They might miss something.
You even have a picture from the fucking where he's talking. You have a picture from that hearing. You had to go dig that up.
It's a lot of work. It'd make Fetterman look bad. I mean, don't you feel bad for him? He's such a special guy.
Sputterman can kiss my ass. I don't care. If they don't care, I don't care. This is their guy, not mine. I think he should be in a home jack. I think what they're doing to him is fucking horrible. But if they care, I don't care.
Oh, why should we care that nobody else does?
His wife doesn't care. The press doesn't care. His party leaders don't care. His state doesn't care. And I don't care. Fuck him. When he has his next major stroke on the floor of the Senate there, I'll just be like, told you. Again, why did I pay to learn to do journalism? I knew how to be lazy for free. Well, dangerous. You have to remember these people, they paid to be journalists. They went to journalism school, but they went into journalism for activism. That's what most of them state they're going in for.
Yeah.
I want to make the world a better place. They never say, I want to tell the truth. They never say that when you hear kids going into journalism school.
Oh, telling the truth. Oh, I don't know. Sounds difficult.
Pyra says, I feel sorry for his kids. That's about... Oh, I do feel sorry for his kids.
Yeah. Not his wife, though. Fuck that bitch.
No, because his wife is in on this shit. She's happy to be a senator's wife.
Yeah. Especially because she used to be an illegal alien.
Yeah. Or still is. Anyhow. How you get to be a legal citizen after being an illegal alien? That's bullshit.
Well, the rules apply differently when you're one of the party members.
Indeed. A lot of these activists are liars. Well, yeah, a lot. The press are liars. So that's, check my slabs. You know what? I actually did get that one and I meant to read it. And then I got distracted yelling about this guy. Sorry. Keldrick, thank you. How could he tell what Fetterman meant at all? That's like listening to radio static and thinking it's telling you to walk into the desert and smoke peyote until you taste colors and hear smells. Indeed.
That's accurate.
Look, he does say that the Republicans are more worried about people having work requirements with SNAP, but it takes him about 15 seconds to say all of that, and there's a whole bunch of sailing and shit in the middle of it. And, I mean, you can kind of suss it out a little bit if you see the quote from the campaign. What they should do, look, Fetterman is so bad at this. What they should just do is put his questions up on a board for the witnesses to read.
Yeah.
And it can be like a slideshow for him. After the witness responds, he can click a button to go to the next question because he can't speak. I'm sorry. The whole thing about, it's just him hearing things. He wasn't asked a fucking question here. He was reading it off a monitor. He's reading it off the monitor on the right-hand side of the screen, the left-hand side of him. Yeah, bring it back up. This one right here. He's reading it up. You can see his fucking eyes right there. Oh no, it's just when people speak to him. What? This guy should not be in the Senate. He just shouldn't be. And the press saying stupid shit like this. This is what he said. This shit is done to make people like you and me, Jack, look like conspiracy theorists.
Of course.
Look how articulate he is. That ain't even close to what he fucking said.
Articulate. That's a big word for what they're describing here.
And your excuse, I tweeted this quote provided to me by the senator's office without checking it against the video. That's not an excuse. That was my fault. No, be honest. Under most circumstances, when you do your lying bullshit, you don't apologize. You don't correct it.
They don't feel they ever need to apologize because they could justify lying to people all the time.
Yeah.
They have a righteous moral duty to do this.
Look, the only reason that he did here is because he got so much shit for it on social media. That's it. Because tons of people are like, dude, that's not even close. Even people on his own side are like, come on, man. Because this was all over social media. Jack, if this hadn't have blown up on social media, do you think this guy would have apologized?
Oh, fuck no.
No, because he wouldn't have gotten any pushback because most people didn't watch it.
I'm still shocked that there was any apology of any kind.
Well, other than him saying that was my fault, I mean, there's not an actual apology there. He doesn't say, I'm sorry for getting it wrong.
No, but that's as close as you get to an apology from these retards. And I'm surprised we got that.
Yeah. It is very rare that we get that direct of an example of the press just being shills for them. But there you go, guys. That is what your press is up to. But don't worry, he owned up to it. Yeah, don't worry that he owned up to just being a shill for them. For fuck's sake. All right, dude. I'm done whining about that guy. I just hate our journalists in this country. I hate the media in this country. They are so fucking horrible. And I'm tired of them having a clear bias. You know, many Republicans over the years, Jack, have gone, yeah, the press is biased. And you could at least kind of make an argument that, hey, they're trying. Not a good argument, but you could. I mean, you go back to the Clinton years, more than 90% of journalists voted for Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
More than 90% of journalists admitted to voting Democrat. But don't worry, there's nothing to see here. There's no reason to think that they can't be completely unbiased when they're, 90% on one side. Their peers say they're not biased.
Well, yeah, I mean, how could you think such a thing, Monkey? How?
It's beyond bias. It's been that way for quite a few. Yeah, the Trump thing really broke it all open. The Obama thing really started it because they went all in for Obama. They really did. Like I said, they had meetings where Obama told them what to report about. Now, in fairness, it wasn't Obama himself on the calls, but it was his people on the calls telling them what to report about, and that's what they reported about for the week. But they just went all in. They gave him every pass. Fast and Furious should have led to the end of his political career. Nothing. The IRS scandal should have led to the end of his political career. Nothing.
Monkey did break the most important story about his tan suit.
Yes, his tan suit was a major story, and they love to tell us what Michelle Obama was wearing because guys in dresses is a big topic. But that was bad. But then when Trump comes along, any pretense that was left, gone. Just gone. And you can see it in the language that they use. You can see it when they repeat things like ultra mega Republicans or or bullshit like gender affirming care, the Russian collusion, all of this nonsense that they repeat that comes from the politicians. And they just repeat it without questioning it. There's no recession just because we've had 2 quarters of negative growth. We've never suggested that that's actually what a recession is, even though that's what we have said every time there's been a fucking recession.
That's how recessions work under Republicans, Monkey. You know, the people that pounce all the time. Pounce.
Well, under Republicans, I mean, you can have a recession without 2 quarters of negative growth.
Yeah. Well, just by going into office, they create recessions. Yeah. I mean, when World War III breaks out, it's going to be Trump's fault. They predicted it.
These motherfuckers just changed the rules to suck. And look, it was bad under Clinton because most of them were in the tank for Clinton and you knew it. But at least then they were still reporting on the stuff because it was salacious.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, hell yeah, this will sell papers. Now, they don't even try. You can see it in the Durham report. The main reason the FBI got away with the shit was a media colluding with them. True.
Well, and they were leaking stuff to the media and then using the media articles as validation for their arguments when they applied for FISA warrants. So the media was part of their cycle.
Pirates, you're right. To quote Brian Stelter, they're repeaters. Indeed. Yes, they are. They're little shills, and this is not good for the country. You know, for all of their talk about, democracy. Having the media completely controlled by one side, not good. This is why you see them get so mad on the very few occasions when Fox News will report a different way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Fox News is talking about something different.
Well, why? I mean, let's face it, that was mostly Tucker at this point.
Yeah, well, it depends on the story. Because occasionally Brian Stelter used to do his little parts like, they talked about this 130 times this week and nobody else did. Well, Brian, why did nobody else?
Because they know how to follow protocols. Thank you.
Yeah, they know to follow directions. And this is not good for us. As a republic, this is not good for us.
Oh, do we still have one of those?
In theory. And it's also why they hate Trump, because Trump called him out from the beginning. Trump's been fighting with the press since he was in New York.
Yeah.
Since he was just a New York mogul. I really hate that word. It just sounds stupid. Mogul. Since he was just a property mogul there in New York. He's been fighting with them ever since. So they went balls deep on Trump. Go ahead, bud.
That's why the Gilded Age was so much better, because we had robber barons. That sounds badass.
Well, true. But it's also why social media is so powerful and why they changed social media after the 2016 election to do their best to make it so we could only say what they told us we're allowed to say.
Well, the head of Google said they can't let it happen again. So.
Indeed. Because they don't own everything anymore. They don't own the narrative anymore. So they had to get control of it back. And that's all it was. That's all it was. So, Jack,
okay.
I don't have much more to say about that shitbag and his bullshit. I just can't believe he put that up there. This was from them and I didn't check it. That should have been followed by, I'm resigning from my position because I'm bad at my job. But no, in days gone by, he'd have been fired.
Yeah, but in the modern world, it's really hard to get fired for being an incompetent shill for the lefties.
Oh, you're never going to get fired for that, ever. That's actually how you get promotions.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're doing the party's work, so a good communist would.
Speaking of doing the party's work and a good communist, did you see that there was a new batch of Twitter files dropped today?
No, I did not. How did I miss that?
It's an interesting batch. Let me bring it up. Ah, shit. I had it open. Damn it. I need a producer. There it is. So I don't know who this guy is, Paul D. Thacker, and he got access, and this is specifically concerning the press, Jack.
Oh,
New internal Twitter files help explain why privileged reporter hates Elon Musk and Twitter 2.0. Musk denied access to Twitter's formerly trusted reporters and allowed inside entry to more independent journalists. During my trip to Twitter headquarters in San Francisco, I do have this shared, right? Yeah, I do. I need a fucking producer. During my trip to Twitter headquarters in San Francisco, I uncovered several documents that explain why reporters now hate Twitter 2.0. Musk fired their friends and cut off their privileged access. Now, we talked about that. That was kind of self-evident.
Yeah.
You saw it with these reporters bitching that I don't have anybody to go to anymore when somebody says something mean to me. Nuts, thanks for dropping our links, guys. Brought to you by you. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Tell your friends, your family that bitch you hate. Get them here watching the show. And please, if you can, donate to Jack or myself. The Streamlabs link is in your YouTube chat right now. It's at the top of your YouTube chat. It is also in the description of both videos that you may be watching at the moment.
We're poor and hungry.
I do a really good shill, and you do that at the end. I love it. That is awesome.
It felt wrong to do a good shill.
I know, right? It came off too polished. We needed that at the end. I need that on like a button to press. We're poor and hungry. All right. For years, Twitter provided favored access to disinformation reporters, giving them access to new products and silencing accounts. You know, my only problem with this is they don't bring up Taylor, because I know Taylor's got to be in here somewhere, and they don't bring her up. Ugh. They do bring up Ben Collins, though.
Oh.
Musk ended this access and brought in new reporters to go through the company's documents, something no CEO has ever done. When Twitter rolled out Birdwatch to label misinformation, they gave NBC News' Ben Collins a demo and exclusive access. Collins was part of the feature's product development. This is a reporter for NBC News. A reporter for NBC News had some exclusive access to Birdwatch, the ability to label shit misinformation before Elon takes over. With no context. It's not like, what we have now with the creator notes. Some of which are getting out of hand. I just have to throw that out there.
Yeah, some of them are getting kind of stupid.
Collins was really loved inside Twitter, even suggesting him to moderate one of their panels. When they met with reporters in NYC, he admitted that Twitter helped propel his professional profile and helped him get on NPR and TV.
No, what?
Yeah. Well, this was back when Twitter was in their pocket. Musk has now unveiled Community Notes, which allows more users to comment than Birdwatch. This hasn't worked out in favor of fact checkers like Glenn Kessler at the Washington Post. Glenn is mad in this post because people are pointing out that while Soros didn't give money directly to Alvin Bragg, he did give money to the group that gave money to Alvin Bragg.
It's funny every time somebody tries to say, well, I didn't give it to them. I gave it to a third party who gave it to them.
Well, he did it like 2 days after they promised to give Alvin Bragg $1 million. So take it for what it's worth. Reporters apparently also helped Twitter by flipping them bills under consideration. Our DC-based tech reporters have gotten advanced copies of at least 5 bills that would give more power to regulators. Yeah, our Congress was feeding bills to Twitter to release or to talk about and give them feedback on before they were even, put up for consideration.
Of course they were. Why wouldn't they?
Twitter dealt with bills to moderate them from suspending conservatives by ducking behind trade associations to do the heavy lifting, as engaging or commenting would give them more attention. This goes to like the NGOs that we've seen, which were government funded. Like they came to us to say we need to get rid of these guys. Twitter met with New York City reporters to solidify key relationships, encourage intel sharing, reinforce comms network of trusted reporters. And Paul here says, I was not invited. Paul, do you have the wrong associations? You know the weird part about this is most of the reporters that have gotten the Twitter files, they're not at all right. They're not on the right side. They're not conservative. Matt Taibbi wrote for Rolling Stone, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Barry Weiss was a liberal columnist for the Washington Post, if I remember. They have a couple of little conservative things that they've flipped on as they've seen shit go down, but they're still very, very liberal. And they're look at these fucking conservatives. Why do you let the conservatives do this to us? Most of the ones that have been involved in this, their flip came from free speech.
Oh, that makes some ultra mega right wing extremists right there, monkey.
I know, right? How dare you think that? One trusted insider was McKinney Kelly of Vox. I don't know how to say her name. She'll be reporting out of a deep red state. Will disinformation resonate? This implied Twitter and McKinney knew the disinformation paradigm doesn't translate outside of liberal talking circles. Kelly showed no interest in Democratic Party misinformation, looking into Republican Party hype house on TikTok tied to Turning Point USA. That was her job. And Twitter was working with her, to get all that disinformation. How come they never did that with anybody looking into all of the bullshit about Joe Biden?
Joe Biden? Well, he's a good boy. Didn't do nothing.
I don't remember anybody getting taken down for all of their lies and disinformation about Joe Biden.
But because Joe Biden's a good boy, he didn't do nothing. You're just spewing more conspiracy theories, monkey. How dare you?
We're getting to the part why I wanted to read this. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I don't know if you've seen this.
No, I haven't.
CNN glad-hander Brian Stelter willing to come to San Francisco whenever to meet one-on-one with spokespeople, even for introductory conversations. CNN Oliver Darcy would love to hear pitches from us. I'll throw this into chat so you guys can, check it out yourselves. I think he has an actual story at the bottom. Maybe we'll drop that. So you can read all of this stuff. This is the one he's talking about there. Brian Stelter willing to come to San Francisco whenever to meet one-on-one. Oh, Brian, you fucking piece of shit. All right, you ready for this one, Jack?
No, but go ahead.
Strap in. CNN also asked if Twitter could create a read-only mode to protect their reporters from harassment.
I did hear this. I heard that segment, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. These people are such sensitive little babies. They cannot handle criticism like every Zoomer out there.
I hope, and I mean this sincerely, I hope that at least a little part of that was me fucking with Brian Stelter. I hope he went to management like, could you please make him stop? It's probably not true, but, I hope so.
Dare to dream. Aim high, monkey.
CNN's Donnie O'Sullivan, always interested in account enforcement such as Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Other Twitter files show disinformation reporters obsessed with this congresswoman.
Ew. Now, to be fair of what you just said about Brian Stelter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that would be true. I think, in fact, it was Ted Lieu.
He's a congressman, though.
Yeah, but I could see him teaming up with Brian Stelter to complain about you. They just sit in a little circle, hold each other's hands, and cry, and be like, "Please, Twitter."
Oh, Brian, you fat bastard. Fox News producer Dana Perino is really eager to get us on the show. Dana would be fair and not any more tough than the nicest person to question us in Congress. For anybody who's out there thinking Fox News is all conservative and shit, pay attention. Fox Tech reporter Brooke Singman, I think we have a good opportunity to influence this coverage and potentially the reputations of congressional newcomers.
We can make or break them.
Many thanks to Texas Lindsay for helping me collect this. More here. So, copy link. Here's the link to the full thing so you don't have to read it on Twitter if you're not on Twitter. There you go, guys. So, yeah, CNN actually went to Twitter and asked them, could you please make it so that our stuff can't be responded to? And, Jack,
Monkey,
didn't we get a setting so that you can make it so that only people that you allow can respond?
Yeah, that nobody can reply except who you mentioned thing. Yeah,
it was a thing Taylor Lorenz really loved.
Yeah, of course she did.
Alyssa Milano uses it a lot too. Make a read-only file. I mean, how about this? Yeah, get your fucking shills off of Twitter. But they loved Twitter before this because they had so much power.
Yeah, well, power mad people always love that.
Oh, yeah. They had all the power in the world. They could shut you up.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't dare talk about certain topics like Alyssa Milano's weird pepperoni boobs.
Yeah. My first 7-day suspension, Jack, came from somebody who was in the business and got onto a trust and safety council there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That came from Cat. What's his name? Yeah. Reporters have been using this to shut people up. And, for all of the talk about how, oh, Twitter's not real life, it's very close to it. You don't have to like it, but it really is. You might not have friends and family saying this stuff in front of you, but a lot of them are repeating the shit that these reporters say.
And the reporters are on Twitter constantly.
Yeah. And they hate that they don't control the narrative anymore. Or at least for now, until the new Yakov Smirnoff lady takes over.
Yeah.
Because, look, I'm sorry, guys. Women who achieve these high positions in companies always tend to be the feelings over facts, folks.
Yeah, and they tend to be authoritarian nightmares, too.
Yep. I can easily see, within the next 6 months, us not being able to point out that one of the people on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue is actually a man. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Because again, we have to have a dude on the cover of the swimsuit issue.
Yeah, old lady or a dude, which cover do you want?
I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think that that Martha Stewart really fits the normal on there, but for being as old as she is, I expected her to look a lot worse.
She looks as awful as I thought she would. So, I mean, she looks like a saggy old fat lady.
Well,
she's like 80.
She does, but for being 80, I thought it was going to look a lot worse.
Nope. She looked pretty fucking awful to me. I've heard there's a different cover with toe thumbs and some other actual chick, but I've never seen those covers. So,
is toe thumb on there?
Yeah, there's 4 covers for it apparently.
Well, I haven't seen them all. I've only seen the 2.
Yeah, I have too. That's what I heard, and I was like, oh.
All right, Jack. This is kind of on topic since we segued a little into it. Ladies, I know it can be hard to find a swimsuit, one that fits you in all the right ways. Don't worry. Don't worry. There's people out there working on the problem. Adidas is here for you.
Yes, they are here for you.
Adidas has made sure that they have a hairy chest and a dick bulge that you Jack.
I expected a brown stripe in the back, honestly.
I know sometimes you ladies, the lips get a little poofy, and you're like, "Oh, I can't wear me a bathing suit. It's gonna look wrong, and it's gonna stand out." But look how much coverage they have for you now.
Right. I think Dark Resurrect nailed this pretty hardcore. By all the gods. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. What the actual hell, Adidas, right? Exactly, Ebony.
That's a fine bathing suit you have there, sir. Jesus Christ. I don't even. That's where I'm stuck at.
Look, the country is descending into chaos and degeneracy. This goes beyond fall of Rome. We are now entering some new phase that probably is leading up to the end of the Weimar Republic or maybe the Bolshevik Revolution. I don't know. But changes are coming somewhere down the line, and but we don't really fit in this new world that they've got, that they're crafting. And I am glad of that, because these people are insane.
Look, this is clearly a woman's bathing suit. The reason women's bathing suits are designed this way is so it covers the breasts as well, Jack. It covers the no-no bits and the higher up no-no bits. Men don't need to wear anything like this. It's why we run around with trunks and no top. This is a woman's bathing suit, and you've got balls in there. And you're like, what? But women have balls. They don't. Okay. Large labia. That's my only guess.
No, that is a giant clitoris mixed with an ovary sac.
Oh, this is insane.
It's fucking weird and gross. First of all, this person is not attractive.
What's a dude?
Yeah, like I said, not attractive. And the second of all, the hair is really not bringing the package together. So all in all, I would give this a 0 out of 10.
This is a great suit if you have a wangina.
No, this is a hideous looking outfit either way. But I reject this entire thing. I think this is stupid and weird, and I dislike it. Yes, Dark, you got my double entendre there.
Gentlemen, if you want to put on a woman's bathing suit, by all means do it. But Adidas, if you're trying to sell women's bathing suits, this ain't it. That's a dude. Anyhow.
Real quick. Thank you, Keldrick. Martha Bot 8000 will be the public face of Martha Stewart until she discovers the fountain of youth and reinvents herself with a new identity. Failing to accomplish that, there's always the tried and true method of bathing in the blood of innocence. Yes, I often suspected that Martha Stewart was Countess Bathroy, but I had no evidence. It would explain her vampirism.
Backscan says, just think your woman could look like that. Oh, I can top that for how your woman looks.
Oh,
God. Pat shared this out on his Twitter today. And
Pat, what are you doing?
For fuck's sake, what is wrong with our society, Jack? All right. We have some discrimination news to report, and we're always happy to do that because we're against discrimination on this channel, Jack.
Indeed.
This lady has found a new one. Honestly,
oh God, I saw this. Yeah, I didn't realize Pat is the one that did that. Thanks, Pat.
Honestly, it's discrimination that they can't build wider aisles in airplanes in 2023.
You know, they have a weight limit on those things.
She can't even push through.
Help me, stepbrother. First of all, take off your backpack. That'll help a lot.
Take off your backpack. You're a grown ass adult.
That's probably her snack pack, and it's full of like pudding pops and like little cups of chocolate. In case she gets tired halfway down the aisle.
It is not discrimination that your fat ass can't fit down those aisles.
Yes, you are supernaturally huge. Like nobody is built to be this big. Nobody.
Somebody on Twitter said you need to be more discriminating about what you put in your mouth, and that's it.
Yeah. First of all, she's in first class too. Did you notice that?
I did.
Yeah. And her ass cheeks touched every TV on the right side.
Yep. Right. And some of them on the left as she's trying to push through where she clearly can't fit.
Yeah. If I saw this person get on the plane, I'd be like, they better have charged her for 2 seats or we're going to crash because we're over the weight limit.
Yeah, sweetie.
I'm a big dude. She's probably twice my size.
Oh, yeah, easily. This isn't discrimination. This is just you being way too fat. That's it. They build this stuff for the norm, Jack. Like, this is what most people are.
Yeah.
And society doesn't need to change because you're unwilling to. Period. I'm so tired of seeing this. This is fat discrimination. No, it's not. You're just so goddamn fat that normal doesn't apply to you.
Dark actually just made a really good point. The aisles are wider in first class than they are in coach. Yep. So how would she even get through coach?
Well, luckily you don't have to. You make a right turn and you're just going straight into. I want to know who was following behind her recording it.
I mean, that's why she would have to go into first class because she can't fit through the aisle in coach. Oh, it was probably one of her fat friends. Jesus. Also, thank you, Keldrick. Help me, step plane. I'm stuck.
Thank you, Frosted, who says, "What have I done, Sir Mix-a-Lot?" Yeah, I like big butts. I like big butts, but not that.
Yeah, that's gross. That's a shelf ass.
Jack, I have diabetes, cholesterol issues, high blood pressure, heart issues, and I'm not near that fat.
Right?
She cannot be healthy.
Healthy is a word I don't think has entered her lexicon since she was in like 5th grade.
I realize for some reason they put pudding on salad bars, but just skip that part.
Yeah. Just because there's a fountain of chocolate doesn't mean you have to drink it all when you're over at the Golden Corral.
And look, guys, I don't mean to be mean to this woman, but she's the one. It's discrimination. It's not. You're just that goddamn big. How do you fit? And I mean this sincerely. How do you fit through a normal door in a house?
Archways.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Her boyfriend or caretaker drives a minivan. There's no way she could get in a regular car.
Comrade Kitty, thank you. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. Meatloaf. Indeed.
Of all the times for your audio not to cut out.
Are you insulting my singing?
Not directly. It was more of a passive slap at it. It's sort of a drive-by.
It was a donation, and I like that song.
Doesn't mean your audio couldn't have died.
All right. What else do we have today? Oh, we have a follow-up to Elon Musk. Yesterday, he called he called Soros Magneto, and a bunch of people lost their shit over it. So he had a follow-up today. I'd like to apologize for this post. It was really unfair to Magneto.
Yeah, do you know why he did that?
Because of all the shit he was getting?
Yeah. But then the Babylon Bee released an article that said that. He apologizes to Magneto.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I did not see that part of it. Elon, never change. Never change.
You know what? I would love to hang out with Elon for a few days, like, or just to kind of see him, go through a day, like learn how his brain works. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
just sort of see how he comes to the connections that he does, because
Well,
he is an incredibly intelligent man, but he is obviously a gigantic nerd.
well, you know what's weird about Elon besides, the obvious? Most people who have his, I don't want to call him a straight autist, but he very much seems like one. They don't tend to have a really good sense of humor.
Yeah,
They're like Data. They just don't understand comedy.
that's why I don't think he's autistic. I think he's just socially awkward, like a lot of nerds.
That might be true. And that's why I think a lot of people who think they're autistic and have never actually been diagnosed, who are clearly funny, aren't actually autistic.
No, they're just socially awkward.
Socially awkward. Yeah.
We used to see that all the time when I worked in mental health. We'd get people that they'd test them for Asperger's and all these other things, and I was like, "That kid just doesn't know how to talk to people. He's a nerd."
Yeah.
And that's what it would always end up being. We had like a couple of nerds.
Oh, not anymore,
who just
though.
didn't have any friends. Yeah, now they're all diagnosed autistic.
Yep. Real quick, Q, thank you so much. There's more to Linda Yasserino, the WEF Twitter CEO. She's strangely MAGA aligned, among other things. She liked the right kind of tweets since at least 2019. I'm cautiously optimistic about Elon's hiring decision. I'll drop examples in the chat. Thank you for the donation. But here's the thing, and I've said this so many times. When it comes to women, and I'm sorry, women, it's just true. If enough people come to them and go, they're being mean to me, it hurts my feelings. Women are like, oh my God, I don't want you to have hurt feelings. And so I understand. And like I said, I'm not completely down on her. I'm just experience as a motherfucker.
Well,
That's
and
all.
I don't trust anybody that went and hang out with the WEF.
That's
You
true
hang
too.
out at the World Economic Forum with the guy that looks like a Bond villain and sounds like a Bond villain. Worse, sounds like a Hitlerian Bond villain. Yeah, I call into suspect a lot of things you do. All those people are fucking control freak authoritarians. Why would I trust you?
Yeah, what you need is the daddy figure to go in there and say, walk it off, pussy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes mom is just a little bit too, caring.
Yeah. I hope that she's good, but I don't have a lot of faith in that.
Q says emphasis on cautiously. I know, I understand. And I think that's where most of us are.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of examples of like her out there being some lefty idiot, right? But that doesn't mean it's not going to come, because we've seen this happened with Susan.
Yeah.
With Susan, she used to be more free speech, and then, oh my God, it's hurting gay people's feelings. We have to shut down everything except for the gay people, act literally butt fucking on a show. That was fine. That was all right.
Well, I mean, that's stunning and brave, monkey.
Stunning and brave to play What's in My Butt.
Yeah.
Christ. Okay, Jack, we got to cover this because we haven't. And I didn't cover it because I could not find the original tweets. But I've at least been able to find them. And you'll probably know more about this than me because the company is not one that I am familiar with. It is the gunmaker Heckler and Koch.
HK, yeah.
Which to me still looks like Heckler and Koch.
Yeah, well,
I can't help it. It's how they wrote it. It's a CH. Although I do know people, people named Zach where they use the CH instead of the CK.
Yeah.
But this always is cock to me. I can't stop seeing cock.
That's getting clipped.
Gunmaker Heckler and Koch deleted a series tweets siding with Miller Lite's woke campaign against using sexy women bunnies in an ad campaign to sell products. On Tuesday, Breitbart News reported Heckler and Koch used, I know, I'm going to keep saying it, so just get over it. Used one tweet to speak out against bunnies and ads, then posted a second tweet which described ad campaigns that objectify women as trash marketing. It all started Monday when Graham Allen tweeted the Miller Lite commercial expressing his shock that Miller Lite appeared to repeat Bud Light's mistake. Did nobody learn from Bud Light's costly mistake? Miller Lite just dropped this woke advertisement. He's wrong there. It actually dropped back in March. Yeah. When will these companies learn? All right.
Never.
So here's what they responded with. This is what H&K responded with. Wow, woke? Allow me to translate. Objectifying women was never a good marketing strategy. In the firearms industry, that was a prominent strategy up until recently. Yeah, it helped you sell guns. Many industries have done.
Now his audio cuts out. Jesus Christ. All right, well, we got 30 seconds. So thank you, Dixie Rose. I must be really abnormal. Not only am I not a feminist, I'd tell the whiners to suck it up.
In the ad campaigns who now can't get
jobs. Monkey.
Oh, what's up?
Your audio ducked out. So I was reading the super chat. So you're going to have to start back over about 30 seconds ago.
Okay, just where reading her thing?
Yeah, you started to, and then...
Sure, okay.
Then you vanished. But thank you, Dixie Rose, for that feminist donation.
So sorry about that, guys. Wow, woke, allow me to translate. Objectifying women was never a good marketing strategy. In the firearms industry, that was a prominent strategy up until recently. And it helped you sell guns. Many industries have done that, including Beer Corps. As an actual woman typing this, I'll use more words for you to comprehend. Using bunnies to sell products is trash marketing. Supporting women by not doing that is good. All right. So Jack, we just saw this recently with the what were the girls in racing called? I forget their name.
The Grid Girls.
Grid Girls, thank you. They got rid of Grid Girls. So these models who used to do that, and that's part of the money they made, lost that. And they're now having fat men dressed as women do the job. You have these women who were out there, marketing, posing with guns or with beer or whatever it was. That was their job. How are you helping women by taking that job away from them? Anyone?
It helps them in the long run, Monkey.
Sorry you're starving right now. It'll be better later.
But don't you feel so much better about being a strong woman?
Anyhow,
take it for the sisterhood.
H&K, they came out with a tweet today, and
introducing their new social media manager.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite apology I've ever seen, because it's not even an apology. It says the road forward, and then there's a sign. H&K does not engage in identity politics. A policy was violated. Changes were made.
Yes. That's how the gun industry differs from others. Changes were made.
Yep.
The end.
We took their job so they can stay in the kitchen. Yeah. They keep doing this to women, taking away opportunities from women. Because, oh my God, a guy might jack off to you. Well, okay, but I was eating.
Some chicks are cool with that, though.
Yeah,
they don't like OnlyFans. Some women want to be seen for as beautiful as they are. Like, hey, I'm pretty. I know I'm pretty. It's called pretty privilege for a reason.
Yeah.
They give free stuff. Lots of free stuff.
Comrade Kitty, thank you. Good girls. And they did. Keldrick, thank you. How dare you objectify those consenting adult women? This lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
These women weren't forced into this shit. They're literally their jobs. They did it with booth babes.
Uh-huh. They've done it with supermodels. Look at all the fatties we got now.
If you don't know what a booth babe is, it used to be at conventions. You just have a pretty lady standing there.
Yep.
And it helped bring people over to your fucking booth because you know what? Guys like pretty women.
I work great at comic conventions because
Oh yeah,
you get a bunch of socially awkward nerds, and you've got a comic books with a superheroine in it. You get some tight little model to dress up like her. Yeah, worked great.
same thing with the video game industry. That's where I'm most familiar with booth babes is the video game industry, and they're like, no, we can't be objectifying those women. Go fuck yourself. What you can do is put a fat guy dressed as a woman, though.
Well, then it's stunning and brave.
And we literally saw that with the Grid Girls just last month.
Assassin said the woman who did it was a beauty pageant contestant when younger, figures. So she's probably been sexually abused and a lesbian.
Who? The one that wrote that tweet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she's just mad that she's aged out.
Yeah.
Anyhow, good on them for just being like, you know what? It's done. We've dealt with it. We're not dealing in identity politics. Good for you. You shouldn't be.
No, because it's bad for business at a gun manufacturer. Look, this was a dumb move. They handled it immediately and then put out notice saying it's been dealt with. Obviously, this lady had a bug up her ass. You have to do more research on who you're hiring. Be like, look, we want a list of all your social medias, blogs, websites, YouTube, whatever you do before we hire you, and then go through it all and make sure they're not a fucking raving lunatic or a commie.
Look, women in advertising these days are just like women at the top of the corporate ladder, women in HR, women coming out of college. If you're hiring a woman who's come out of college, you probably should not let her speak for your company at all.
Yeah.
Hashtag not all.
Just don't hire anybody under 40 because they're all fucking lunatics. No offense, guys. There's a few exceptions out there, but let's face it.
I don't even know what these companies are supposed to do because it's not like it's just women either, because a lot of the guys coming out are just as stupid. However, I think you'll see that at least guys will be like, yeah, we should put pretty women in there because it makes guys buy shit. Yeah. Anyhow, this stuff is starting to really annoy me. We didn't watch the Miller Lite ad. Do we need to?
No, it's fucking dumb.
Okay.
I'm tired of looking at that frumpy chick anyway. It's always a bunch of like 4s and 5s bitching about people that are prettier than them and being all condescending school marm while they do it. Like, I don't know how you can look at these chicks because you're a fucking bigot. No, you're just ugly and jealous. Shut up.
I want to put a video into chat. Changing topics here. We can't show this one. We could if we were just on Rumble, but we cannot show this one on YouTube. This is, have you heard about that that OnlyFans chick who killed her boyfriend or husband or whatever he was?
I've heard a couple of murders.
What's her name? Courtney Cleany? Clenny?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Well, that is a video of her not long before the murder beating the fuck out of her boyfriend in an elevator.
Damn. What, she went all like getting Rihanna? She Rihanna'd him?
She beat the fuck out of him. I mean, she just keeps slapping him, and especially she keeps reaching to slap him in the head. It's not like she's just slapping his arm like, playfully or anything. No, she's trying to hurt this man. Gentlemen, I don't mean to get serious here for a minute, but we have to. Don't put up with this shit. And before anybody says, hey, I'd slap her back, don't do that.
Oh, God, no. You're going to go to jail.
They'll
arrest the man every time before the woman.
Just leave. Leave. Because
pack your valuables and go.
For as much as they like to talk about domestic abuse and how men kill women, women kill men. And in this case, that's what happened. She murdered him.
They have entire shows on this, like Wives with Knives. Like, turn on the Murder Channel and watch it, not when she's around. But yeah, just pack your shit and get out,
Snapped.
dude.
Yeah. This shit happens, so don't put up with that ever. Do not, whether you're a man or a woman, do not allow that shit. And he tries, Jack. He pushes her off. At one point, he gets her in kind of a pseudo headlock. But it's just him trying to push her off, and that's how she ended up. And then he lets her go almost immediately, and she just keeps beating the shit out of him.
Wow.
So they prefer poison. It depends. What they really like to do is fuck somebody else and ask them to kill you.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
That seems to be their favorite.
Or the first time you hit them back, they're going to call the cops and say, "Look what you did to me," and all your injuries are going to be her defensive wounds or defensive attacks.
Yeah. And you know what? They would even pull up this video and play it in court to show that you hit her. Because all of the hitting that she did doesn't matter. We've seen this over and over and over.
She's just a tiny woman. How could she hurt you? You should just take it.
Yeah. By the way, women can slap hard. And getting slapped in the head doesn't matter who's doing it. That shit hurts.
Yeah, nobody should stand for domestic abuse.
No.
And guys, if somebody is hitting you, make sure you're recording everything, because you're going to need that later, and get out as soon as you can.
Dangerous, I think it was you on Twitter, told me that in Australia they have commercials and stuff like, hey, domestic violence, and if you're a woman and you call it, it's like, this is how you get away from it. And if you're a man and you call it, they're like, this is how you stop yourself from doing it.
Yeah. What'd you do to start this?
Yeah. Because, the men. And look, that's not, men hit women. And yeah, women get the fuck away from them. But men don't get this message enough. Get away from them.
Yep.
Just saying. Cynic says this is correct. Yeah. Fuck. The fuck is wrong with your country? No, I can't even say that because it's probably the same here. Well, shit. Remember, it was up in Canada where they actually picketed and shit to get a men's shelter shut down?
Yeah.
Like, how dare you have shelters for men?
I think there's only 2 here in the U.S. that are men's shelters.
Now, look, it would be different if we had a just world, because in a just world, he could have socked the shit out of that bitch.
Yep.
He could have knocked her the fuck down and be like, stop. Just, we're done. But in this world, can't do that because we got that pussy pedestal, and you're the one that's going to go to jail if you hit her. So, anyhow, let's move along, shall we? Let's go to Secretary Anthony Blinken.
Ugh. He should be in jail.
I don't know if you know this, Jack, but yesterday was International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, Interphobia, and Transphobia. Now, there were a lot of people that I've never heard of biphobia before. How the fuck have you never heard of biphobia? That's just been out there for years.
Is that the fear of bifocals?
Yes, it is. It's the fear of Ben Franklin.
Oh.
Yeah. I bet you didn't know that.
No, I did. I didn't realize that was a big thing.
How many of you people know your history to get that joke? Anyhow, Anthony Blinken had something to say about this.
Of course it did.
Well, wait, because I'm very curious what he means by what he wrote. Anthony says, on International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, Interphobia, I'm guessing that's intersex phobia, and transphobia, we call for an end to harmful conversion therapy practices, including those that attempt to change a person's sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression, or sexual characteristics.
Oh, is he talking about ending child mutilation?
It kind of sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
We're including the now. What he's actually saying is the end of stopping people from converting.
I think he's talking about conversion therapy where they're trying to pray the gay away.
Yeah. But the way it's written.
Yeah, but the way it's written, you're absolutely right. He sounds like he's joining Team Reality.
Right?
But no, he's in the death cult.
Of course he is.
Too old to diddle. They got to convert him.
What's the little purple circle for? I haven't seen that before.
Purple circle
At the top of the flag here.
I don't know. Pedophilia, probably.
Why'd they take the brown and black off the rainbow? It used to be part of the rainbow on the side.
Yeah, they moved it because it was confusing some people, I think.
I feel like that's racist.
You
took them out of the main group of people.
Maybe it was too close to somebody probably thought it was like prison bars or some stupid shit like that. I don't fucking know. These people are all nuts.
Intersex, is that what that one's for? All right. So that part of the flag is for like 8 people in the world.
Yeah. I would have thought the circle would be for detransitioners because they went full circle.
Oh, yeah, that would be. Well, it's only a half circle.
But we only see half of it. They'll make a sequel flag because they need more colors.
You know what? You're right, though, because you start here. This is where you were a girl, and this is where you go back to being a girl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. By the way, that flag just gets uglier and uglier the more shit you guys put on it.
It does.
And,
it's too busy.
Can I point out how much with this little arrow shape here that they have pushed out the rainbow flag? It's almost completely gone.
Well, not what they really want.
Yes, it is.
And being an Ohioan, it looks a little too much like a misprinted version of our state flag.
Oh God, but yesterday was that day, International Day. So I'm sure the Biden administration went out there and told the Saudis and the Iranians and the Iraqis and the Afghanis and Asian parts of the world that they should stop being so racist so homophobic and biphobic and interphobic and transphobic.
Well, if they did, that would explain why all those places are cuddling up with Putin.
Oh God, it's so ugly, man. But I read that from Blink and I'm like, he couldn't have paid attention to how this sounds.
I don't think they proofread it. I think they're like, yeah, that sounds good. Proofread it? Why bother? We're busy.
Yeah. All right, Jack. I don't know if I can show this next part I want to talk about.
Is it about Fat Batgirl?
No. It's about some of the shit that they're showing in schools. And these schools being like, how dare you try to get rid of these books? How dare you?
Yeah. Heard about this.
So we got this dumb teacher from Illinois. She's a middle school teacher. We're going to put her face up on the screen because it's precious. Can I just
she as fat as Precious?
Probably. There's definitely gravy in them cheeks.
Yo, this is weird looking flag. Yeah, we do, Ebony. Yeah, that's not the book either, by the way.
No, it's not. It's not.
She has all the characteristics of exactly who you'd think would be doing this.
Yeah, let's share this tab instead. We can get rid of that. An Illinois teacher offered her middle schoolers a best-selling LGBTQ-themed book. Parents filed a police report over her choice. Now, in the picture, it shows a book called Igniting Social Action of the ELA. I think that's what that is. Classroom. But this is not the book she gave to middle schoolers, which middle school goes up to like 8th or 9th grade, depending on where you are, Jack.
Yep.
And starts at 6th or 7th grade, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. So it's either 6 to 8 or 7 to 9, depending on.
Yeah.
District.
And in this article, it does tell us the book. Where's the name of it? I want to get
we've talked about several times.
Yeah, but I want to make sure I get this book is gay. This book is gay. That is the book that she's talking about here. And I just wanted to show you guys some passages from this book is gay. Now, we might get in trouble for this, but I don't give a fuck because...
What's this wee shit? I'm a hitchhiker you picked up on the side of the road.
This is part of the book. Tip, if your partner is circumcised, cut, you will want to try a drop of lube Remember, he hasn't got much skin to move around as uncut guys. That's a nice thing for, a 11-year-old to be reading.
Well, the teachers, they got to get the kids tuned up and ready for them.
Blowies. Oral sex is popping another dude's peen in your mouth, or indeed popping yours in his. There's only one hard and fast rule when it comes to blowjobs. Watch the teeth. Lips and tongue, yes. Teeth, no.
You know what's not mentioned? Consent.
No. Oh, yeah. Bumming. It is a universal truth that many men like sticking their willies inside things. I suspect it must be biological. Well, in the absence of a vagina, gay and bi men make excellent use of the back door.
First of all, the way that's worded implies that they only do that if there are no women around. And that is not how gay men work.
Here's a couple more definitions they got for us. Rimming, scat, scissor sisters, which is probably my favorite here, yes. Strap-on, and STI. This is a little bit different than that book that she's holding up in that picture.
A little bit.
And yeah, this is what they're out there showing to kids and like, what? I don't understand why you're so mad about this. Why are you mad that we're teaching this to kids? Look, man. And what she says is, look, there's been so many book bannings, so I just decided to bring this in. And a couple of parents called the police on her.
Hey, you know what? If that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Yeah. Fuck this. Stop it. Stop doing this to kids. This isn't even part of a sexual, a sex class, Jack, reproduction or sex ed or anything. No, she just brought this in for story time.
Yep.
They're not indoctrinating your kids, though. But they can read worse on the internet, Jack. They have one-to-one devices. Okay, you know what? The one-to-one device is on the parent. This is you as a fucking teacher.
Yeah, I would like to point out this lady recently completed her doctorate.
Well, of course she did. She probably did it on banging children.
Well, I believe it's called seduction of the youth.
It's youth seduction. All right. Do I want to watch this guy? No, because he's boring. It's some guy going up there as a lefty trying to do a lefty version of Alex Stein at a school board meeting.
And so it's not funny and irritating. More irritating.
It's not funny at all. You know what? Let's watch just a little bit of it. We're not going to watch a lot because, he's not funny. But his name is Walter Masterson. I trolled a school board that banned the pride flag. This fucking retard has 233,000 followers over here.
Why?
Because lefties are just dying for any kind of masculinity, and he can grow a beard. You can see he's got some stubble. Look, that's the best I got. All right.
I'm very concerned.
This is as loud as it gets again, guys. Sorry, it's a school board meeting.
I'm here today because I'm very concerned about the books that our children are seeing. The other day I saw a children's book where two male penguins were holding hands. There's a book called The Giving Tree. This tree gives the child, whatever it wants and needs. A clear reference to communism. If you look in history, democracy, the concept of it was created in ancient Greece. Okay, and in ancient Greece, they created this concept of democracy. Did they have a pride flag? No, they didn't have a pride flag because men being with other men, I guess, was normalized, and it's just they're everywhere. Where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? All right.
Ah,
Does it get funny at any point?
no, that is his best joke.
He just rambles, meandering like a crazy homeless person. Like I've heard
Oh,
schizophrenics that were more coherent than that.
it was just normalized.
Ugh, God, that's tiring. Look, Alex Stein's pretty funny when he's trolling the school boards, but I don't find him funny most of the time. It's just not my
Oh,
sense of humor stuff. But this guy is really bad. He's like the Nanette version of that.
I'm with you. The Alex Stein, the only time I've really found him funny is at the school board meetings. And that's just because of how long they let his dumbass go. They're like, look, he's clearly trolling you, and you just keep letting him go with this shit.
Yeah, he's at least good at it.
Yes.
But this guy's not. He just looks like he's flailing. And I would be laughing
Hey,
at him because he sounds like a sputtering retard.
he's a comedian, Jack. It says so in his bio.
Yeah, same way I'm a life coach.
If anybody wants to torture themselves with the rest of that shit, it's in chat for you. The people on the left, because most comedians are lefties, especially politically, they used to be able to tell jokes. What the fuck happened to them?
Because they can't, because jokes can be offensive. It's like Evolve mentioned lefties doing memes. You have to be brief, to the point, and it has to be in some way kind of sharp. You have to be quick on your feet in a lot of ways, not all the time, but it has to go somewhere, and you have to have a little bit of a cutting edge to it. It has to either speak to some universal truth, and usually it can be perceived as a little gauche or insulting, a little like, oh, we're not supposed to talk about that. Like, you're not supposed to joke about rape, even though Daniel Tosh is pretty funny when he tells his jokes. They can't do that because it violates their social norms.
Evolve says the amount of men-on-men action that ancient Greeks did is vastly embellished. It wasn't criminalized, but it wasn't shunned. And Spudgun says the dude doesn't know his history. Pedestry was practiced as a mentoring process. Gay sex between adults was more than frowned upon. Here's the thing. When it comes to history, you'll see that people will grab onto something that happened. Like Alexander the Great was gay. That doesn't mean all Greeks were gay. I mean, it would explain why they died out.
They died out because they kept getting conquered.
Yeah, they were in a bad area at a bad time. They did well for themselves for a while, and then they lost.
Yeah, but instead of being comedic, they feel the need to be activists. They don't want to be funny. They don't want people laughing with them. They want applause. They want to be preachy. They want social acceptance, the warm feeling of goodness inside them. Ugh.
Yeah, it's yeah. Fuck these guys.
And they don't know their history. They find one or two little examples, outliers, like Boudica and one or two shield maidens that ended up defending a village because all the men were dead or super old. And then they're like, oh, see, women were strong, independent leaders back in the day. Ugh.
That is one of my favorites, is the matriarchal societies. They don't really exist.
And they almost always got conquered.
And the ones that do, because there's like a tribe that's there now. You know who does the heavy lifting and the defending of the kingdom?
Men. The
men. They died out because they kept getting conquered in the bedroom. Thank you, Keldrick. Men still do the heavy lifting. They just let the women do the political part. And at any moment, you know what could happen? Those men could take it over.
Oh, yeah. All right, you're done breaking the playthings. Go to your room.
But they love those outliers to be like, see, it happens all the time. Except it doesn't. It really doesn't. Okay, we did that one. Did that. Talked about, man, did we do all? Oh, Fox News is apparently putting Sean Hannity at the 8:00 spot. What the fuck? What the fuck are they doing?
Well, they're dumb.
They're putting Hannity at 8, Waters at 9, and Gutfeld at 10. Now,
Are they firing Laura Ingraham?
apparently they're doing something with her. She's going away.
Thankfully, she's rich enough. I don't think it's going to hurt her life too much. She's still got a radio show.
Oh, fuck, man. She's a mom. She might have, been like, I'd rather do a morning show, and she's going towards a morning show.
Well, they might be putting her at the 7 o'clock slot.
Sure.
Too.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Comrade Kitty, for that feminist donation. That Black Cleopatra, because a Grammy said she was no matter what school says or what Egypt says. Yeah, they care more about getting an award than what reality is. Fucking Black Cleopatra. Like, look, 10 minutes of research would have told you she was Macedonian.
She's Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just kind of have to know your history. I mean, her and the Caesars like to bang each other, and it's not like he was out there, with a lot of black kids. We'd notice that in history. I mean, if Rome was real.
Yeah, well, I mean, she must have loved the circus because she got plowed by a few circus ringleaders.
Just because Egypt is in Africa technically doesn't mean there's a lot of black people there or ever really have been. Especially the top of Africa, man. That shit changed hands a lot.
Yeah, look, at most they looked like Arabs. Come on. There might have been one or two of them that looked a little darker, but most of them were not sub-Saharan African. I'm sorry. None of the statues reflect that, except for the one pharaoh. He looked sub-Saharan African, but there's a distinct look to the people that were there and that are still there. Jesus Christ, most of Northern Africa is people that are light brown. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That doesn't take away from black people.
No.
But stop with the bullshit about it, okay? And you know what? If they were coming out there and saying, hey, this is just we decided to do it with a black actress because we thought it would be interesting. It's still weird, but okay.
Yeah, when they did Anne Boleyn, though, I was like, really?
Sure, but like Jada Pinkett Smith, she's out there. No, this was a black queen. No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
One, she wasn't really a queen.
She was a puppet for the Romans. Not just a flesh puppet.
Yeah, well, both actually.
Yeah.
Caesar used her up, and then Julius, and then Mark Antony had his time with her.
Yeah, and then she got exiled back to Greece.
And then she killed herself with the asp. Be careful with your asp. They're
Watch where you
dangerous.
put your asp, kids.
They will bite. Okay, what else do we have here? I think we've covered everything. I believe so. Oh, no, there's a House resolution right now to kick Adam Schiff out for being a shitbag.
Yeah, because he's a lying piece of garbage.
Yeah, it probably won't go anywhere, but he is a shitbag and he should be removed from office. And not just because he's a shitbag, but he's a lying shitbag who has used his office for means that shouldn't be used. He has lied to try. He tried a coup.
Yeah.
An actual coup.
Yeah, I really hope Trump sues all these people because they're not going to get criminally prosecuted like they should.
Yeah, and even if Trump, somehow becomes president again, whatever shitbag he puts in the DOJ is not going to go after these guys.
Nope. The government looks out for its own.
Comey also lied. I mean, this motherfucker lied under oath. He's like, we can watch his little minute of testimony here. This is in regards to the Durham report, which we just found, Jack, that these guys had no reason to be doing any of this shit. And this was Comey back, I want to say in 2019, don't quote me on the date, in front of Congress testifying about whether or not it was all full of shit.
and ask you whether there is any truth to it. First, the president claimed, quote, "Terrible. Just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. This is McCarthyism," unquote.
Do you remember when Trump said that and how the entirety of the press came out and went, "He's making shit up"?
Yep.
Director Comey, was the president's statement that Obama had his wires tapped in Trump Tower a true statement?
With respect to the president's tweets about alleged wiretapping directed at him by the prior administration, I have no information that supports those tweets.
The
Except for that meeting you were
wiretap.
in.
What's that?
Except for that meeting you were in with Obama.
Except for the meeting. Exactly. This comes out in the Durham report. Obama was in a meeting that Brennan, for some reason, was the one giving the briefing. The CIA director was giving a briefing about U.S. citizens that he shouldn't have been involved in.
Yep.
If anything, it should have been an FBI matter.
Well, the FBI was involved too, but so was MI5 or MI6, one of the two.
But point being, the CIA should not have been.
Yeah. No,
At
it's
all.
absolutely against their mandate. It's totally illegal for them to do that,
Absolutely illegal.
which is why they had the British guys do it.
And we have looked carefully inside the FBI. The Department of Justice has asked me to share with you.
Now, that part is important.
I have no information that supports those tweets, and we have looked carefully inside the FBI.
He knew at this time that they had the FISA warrants to be tapping
Carter Page, yeah. Okay, come on, Megatron. Yeah, he knew about the wiretaps. He knew about all this stuff going on. It's really disappointing to watch somebody that's supposed to have this level of clearance lied through their teeth to the American people. This guy should be in jail. All these people should fucking be in jail.
I'm
including
so
Obama.
glad. I'm so glad you said that because I realized I was cut off, and that's what I was saying at the time. This motherfucker belongs in jail.
I figured we were on the same page on that one.
He
I think
lied.
everybody involved in this should be in prison.
How many people in the Trump administration? A bunch of people in the Trump administration went to jail. How many of them was it for lying before Congress?
I don't think any of them.
There were several, actually.
Oh, yeah?
You know what Cohen got hit for? Lying before Congress.
Oh.
Yeah. They went after it. It's not something that is typically prosecuted, but they were like, we're going to dust this shit off for the Trump administration.
Well, precedent's been set. Why aren't these people in prison?
Because nobody's going to do anything about this.
Because Merrick Garland is in the pocket of the DNC since he's bitter he didn't get a Supreme Court appointment.
Yep. And whoever Trump picks, it's going to be somebody that the Republicans tell him, hey, trust this guy.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw with Barr. It's what we saw with, way too many of his appointees.
Yeah.
Mr. Trump, if you win again, bring in your own people. I realize it's going to be a huge issue. They're going to have to learn a lot on the job. Bring in your own people.
Yep.
Because these guys are shitbags. And while I don't quite believe in the uniparty, Jack, there's at least a mostly uniparty.
Yeah, well, they want to get invited to the right cocktail parties. I think there's two things going on. You've got spineless Republicans who just want to go along to get along. And you've got the deep state that does whatever the fuck they want. And if you get in their way, they will crush you.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. But no, the deep state doesn't exist. The CIA held a meeting with the FBI, the AG, the president, and the vice president.
Oh, and Hillary Clinton was in on that too.
No deep state. No.
Nothing to see here, guys.
You know, the other day on Twitter, I said, defund the FBI. And some retard replied, I thought we backed the blue.
They're not police officers per
No,
se.
they're not. They are by my accounting of the Constitution, they are an illegal group that needs to be removed. Same with the CIA.
But I'm real tired of people saying, but they do all these other things that there's no other agency that could do it, like kidnappings and fighting CP. Yeah, we have an entire group for that called the U.S. Marshal Service.
Yep.
That was already around. I mean, that they could handle this. They are actual law enforcement. ATF, FBI, get rid of them. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just get rid of them. They're bad people. Not hashtag not all. I have to believe there's a few of them out there who are just trying to do a good job. They're like Serpico up in there.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's not many though.
But when you get to the top of it, I mean, it's a political organization, period.
Yeah.
And we've gone from trying to overthrow governments overseas to trying to do it here. And YouTube, before you get pissed off at me, I mean, this is what comes out in that report. Brennan himself gave this thing. The AG was there. Who oversees DOJ and FBI? That'd be the Attorney General.
Oh yeah. Like a lot of this stems from the fact that they have to justify their budgets. And when the war on terror winding down, they still need a bad guy to go after. So they start looking internally. You start looking at parents at school board meetings. You start looking at controlling Twitter. And then you start going after presidential candidates because you don't want them in office, because you don't like them because they're meanie heads. Then you justify your budget that way. You have to find the new bad guys. And white supremacists are the new bad guys. So a lot more people are going to get branded as white supremacists where they are not.
Faithless says the whole bushel of apples has been spoiled by a few bad ones. My only agreement with you there is the word few. By a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Patriot Front.
No. Those are totally terrorists. That's why when they arrested them all, they didn't pull off their little helmet or their little hoods.
Yeah, their little quasi Antifa gators. And, balaclavas. Yeah. They're so fucking out of touch.
See, I didn't say that word because I can't. That's why I said hood.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the Democrats didn't remove the white hoods. Anyway, the FBI shouldn't exist, period. The CIA definitely shouldn't exist. And you know what, Jack? If they are going to exist, their power needs to be drastically rolled back.
Yes. And a lot more civilian oversight, because this is getting ridiculous.
And not
people need to be able to be, they need it easier to be fired.
Yes. And not civilians, we say civilian oversight, not civilians who came from those organizations.
Yeah, obviously. And when you leave, you don't get to keep your fucking security clearance because that's fucking stupid.
You know who should get to oversee it?
Who?
Elon.
Ha!
Let Elon do that shit. Anyhow, let's move along to a couple of the articles you got, because we're close to the 2-hour mark. But I still want to get some of these in. Oh, let's see. Girl whose mother abducted her from her father's care in 2017 when she was just 9 is found alive and well in North Carolina by store owner who recognized her after watching story on Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries. You know, Unsolved Mysteries was a fun show just for some of the reenactments and stuff, but they really did catch a lot of people.
Yeah, just like America's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Oh, America's Most Wanted caught people all the fucking time.
Yeah, what was it, like 500 or something? Then they took it off the air for some reason.
I was catching too many criminals,
I guess.
Making the FBI look bad. Because they were, out there doing these criminal investigations and could never find these guys. And always turns out some grandma in the middle of nowhere is like, I see him.
Yeah, he's across the street. Nosy neighbors fucking catch a lot of criminals.
And it's always like, yeah, he was living with his ex-wife, some stupid shit like that.
He had new families, like, hey, got a job and shit.
Ebony says, I heard about this. Glad she's okay. Typically, when it's a parent abduction like this, the child is okay. It's a custody dispute.
Yeah.
We had that one where the father had done this with his daughters, and he'd kept them till they were 18, and that's when everybody found out where they were.
Yeah.
And he had abducted them. What? They were little when he took them. But he just didn't want them being with the bitch that he'd married. So I'm glad she's okay too, but this isn't like a random abduction. Mom took her. A girl whose mother abducted her age 9 from her father's care in 2017 has been found alive and well in North Carolina by a store owner who recognized her. As we repeat the title of this article, Kayla Behan, who was abducted by her non-custodial mother, Heather Unbuhan, last seen on July 4th of 2017. Her father, Ryan Iskaraka, fuck these people in their last names, who had full custody at the time, went to pick her up from her mother's house in Wheaton, South Elgin on July 5th, but Kayla was nowhere to be found. Heather, 40, was arrested last week in Asheville, North Carolina, after a store owner recognized the kid. Her mother, who only had visitation rights at the time of the abduction, is being held on a $250,000 bond and waiting extradition. I am glad they found her. I don't know what the deal is between the dad and the mom here. I got to be honest with you, Jack. If me and Lady Monkey had divorced, I might have stole my kids.
Good thing you did divorce then.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what you people out there who are divorced and only get partial rights or no rights, or like this lady, visitation only. I can't imagine how you do it. I really can't.
Well, it depends how much you love your kids. Like, you actually like your children.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Some people are also on a lot of drugs and should be near children.
Jam K says no felony on stream. I couldn't do it anymore anyway. I mean, it'd still be kidnapping, but it'd be kidnapping grown adults. Which I've thought of.
Walk out, you're crippled.
I've thought about it because my daughter lives a long way away, and that is hard for me. Like, I'm just gonna go down there and duct tape her and bring her back to the house.
And then you like can't get up the stairs while she's leaving.
Yeah. Sometimes moms be psycho monkey. Yeah, true. Sometimes dads do too. So sometimes the separation is for a good reason. A lot of times it's not. A lot of times it's, just fighting back and forth between these people, and the kid is the one who ends up hurt over it.
Well, the red flag for me in this case is that she was the non-custodial parent. That almost never happens.
Right.
Almost always the woman gets custody.
But from the sound of it, the kid's healthy and happy. So she was doing a good job raising her kid. She's going to jail for a while. She probably won't see the child till the child's 18 now.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. So, oops. But
I thought we'd go with a positive story today.
All I was getting at is I understand. It's not right. Don't do it, but I understand. Because I could not have lived without my kids. That would have destroyed me. Anyhow, let's move along here. Oh God. Some Tyler Durden stuff. Today, DOJ alleges former Apple engineer stole self-driving code for Chinese company. Shocker.
Can't imagine how that'll backfire on us in 5 years.
Today's daily dose of China stealing intellectual property news comes to us courtesy of the Department of Justice, who is charged that a former Apple software engineer tried to steal the Cupertino-based company's autonomous driving technology for a Chinese self-driving company. Have any of these companies ever thought of like counter industrial espionage with the Chinese?
Where they start, the Chinese don't create anything. So.
I know, but since they're stealing this shit, like, hey, give them this code.
Yeah, I'd be feeding them all sorts of fake shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just have an entire server set up of like fake crap, and
Watch it.
put your most incompetent person in that room and let them steal that.
Faithless says, watch it kill everyone in China by driving on the wrong side. Do the Chinese drive the British way?
I don't know. I don't
Don't
remember.
they still use like rickshaws and shit?
No, you get these little motorcycles that have a back end on them, and you can ride around that way.
All right.
But pretty much there's no real rules to the road in China. You can kind of just do whatever.
The Department of Justice announced Tuesday that Weibo? Is that Weibo? Weibo, I don't know. Wang, who worked at Apple.
Why bow?
Wang is a giveaway, y'all. Who worked at Apple from 2016 to 2018 on the company's annotation team, is being charged with 6 counts of theft of Apple's entire autonomy source code, tracking systems, behavior planning for autonomous systems, and descriptions of hardware use, according to CNBC. Wang reportedly had broad access to databases that the DOJ said could only be accessed by 2,700. only by 2,700 of Apple's 135,000 employees. The indictment details that 4 months before quitting Apple, Wang had accepted a new job at a U.S.-based subsidiary of a Chinese company owned by Hunter Biden. Oh, whoops, that's not there. That was developing autonomous driving technology. Wang started to port over large amount of Apple technology and source code. Now, up here it says he tried to, but if he was porting it over, he did. You know what I mean?
I got the impression that he didn't get all of it over to them, but
right.
Probably enough for them to get a good head start.
If you're going to do this, move to China and just bring it with you. I'm not trying to help you guys, sell shit to the Chinese, but why the fuck? You realize how much the FBI is just listening to all of us, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, that's probably the worst plan because they'll throw you in a Uyghur camp because they don't like traitors either.
True, but at least you're not going to jail here for it.
I'd rather go to jail here than China.
Just don't steal.
Yeah. Don't. I mean, what are you really getting out of it? You're not going to get that much money, but it's never that much.
I don't know if that article says, but I bet the Chinese would pay good money for that. That technology specifically, being that it's one of the trends going on now, I bet they'd pay good money for it.
I don't know. I mean, the people seem to work pretty cheap for crime.
Well, look, brand new criminals are usually not that smart. They don't know the value of what they have.
That's true.
Like $50 and a ticket on the subway. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not a ticket on the subway. That's a subway card that's not even punched yet.
Yeah. 5 of these, I get a free sub.
Oh. All right, I'm going to skip the next one. Can't do that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
that's not what you think, though.
But the kid one?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it. Frank Hubbard, thank you. Can't we just ban Chinese companies from the U.S.? No. I mean, we could, but no. Because we rely on too much of their shit. That's just the truth.
Yeah. Sadly.
We let them steal a lot of our stuff, and then we buy it back from them at, pennies on the dollar.
You know what? Go ahead and skip that one. Go to what?
Go ahead.
Go to KTR.
KTR. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of pennies on the dollar, you know that writer strike's going on, right?
Yeah.
I saw a woman today because I was reading about them. Like, why are they striking? Why the fuck are these guys striking? And it's because of money again. They say they've had a 23% decrease in pay, but that 23% decrease in pay is just inflation. They haven't got raises.
Yeah. Well, they also
Especially-
want more money for like streaming because writing for like The Mandalorian and stuff like that, they get a lot less residuals apparently. And Monkey has no words for that.
No, I cut out. You said they also want, and it went dead. So they also want what?
They want more money for the streaming services.
Yes.
So if you're writing for The Mandalorian, you get a lot less money, especially in residuals, than you do for writing like a network show, and everything's going to streaming. So I kind of get that.
Well, hang on. That's your fault for being part of a union that sets your wages instead of you going, "Hey, this is my script. How much is that worth to you?"
Yeah. Well,
they do not have your interest at heart. There's a fat guy in an office who does not work, who's getting paid with your money.
for the
Good
record,
job.
I'm at my dining room table, not in an office.
You're not getting paid by them.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
not yet.
No, not yet.
I'm gonna start my own screenwriters guild.
I saw this one woman who was really on board, and she tells the story of it. And she actually says this. She got her first job writing in May of 2022. And then later in her thread, she says this: those of us who have worked hard for years to get where we are. I'm like, bitch, you've been there a year.
She smoked a lot of pole to get that job.
And for the record, most writing these days sucks.
Yeah.
And-
Well, that's why shows are improving with this.
Eagle, Chat GPT, one of the things they're bitching about is that their job can literally be done by AI and it's better than what they do. And so they want these companies to agree not to use AI to write scripts. If your job can be done that easily by an AI just pulling random shit off the internet, you're probably not good at your job.
Yeah. Sad, really.
And if I was a studio, I'd be like, fuck you. I'm just going to use Chat GPT.
Right? Probably works a lot cheaper.
But I went looking for it because Will Wheaton, I think Scribbles had retweeted it. Will Wheaton basically threatened Ken, whatever his name is, at Jeopardy.
Ken Jennings, yeah.
Jennings, thank you. Because Ken Jennings went there and said, hey, I'll do the rest of the season for you because that ugly bitch from
Blossom,
thank you.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not doing it. I'm in solidarity with those guys.
Ken Jennings is like, I'm not a Hollywood person and I need the money.
Yeah. Ken's like, fuck you. I need paid. And Will's like, we're gonna remember what you did.
Yeah. Good job, Will Wheaton. You fucking has-been loser. Nobody likes you, Will. Nobody. You're a piece of shit.
He put out a second tweet saying, I didn't realize this would get so much attention, and I didn't mean it the way that people are taking it. Fuck you, Will. Yes, you did.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Lying little
Unions are fucking thugs.
Yeah, absolutely. They are definitely these days.
When I first moved up here, there was a strike that had been going on at the Detroit Free Press for years. And the strikers kept destroying cars and setting shit on fire.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyhow. Okay, so this one here. All right. I just wanted to talk about that because fuck unions and those hey, writers, if you did your own negotiation, you'd probably get paid better.
Yeah, get a real job. Like if you want to be in a union, get one that matters, like coal workers or boiler makers, something dangerous that I'll respect you.
Even then, don't
join the union.
Don't join unions.
They're worthless.
Oh shit, I forgot where I was going to go with that. Okay, anyway.
Oh, sorry.
No, it was from something you said, and I talked and blew my own thing that I was going to say. Hanson teen found in Mexico with 33-year-old man confesses to murder of his mother. Body not found, but authorities hopeful leads from Canton girls will them to it. That is a horribly written sentence. It's. Did Fetterman write this?
No, that GPT do it.
Jesus. In Sylvania Township, Ohio, a 17-year-old Canton girl who went missing earlier this month with a 33-year-old man wanted by police and later found in Mexico has been charged in connection with the man's mother's death, according to 13 ABC in Toledo. Sylvania Township Police said that they were asked by Canton Police to do a welfare check on Nicole Jones, the mother of Jonathan Jones, last week. Authorities went to Nicole Jones's house in Toledo on May 5th, but were unable to find her. Jonathan Jones and the Canton teenager were found in Chihuahua, Mexico on May 8th. He had been wanted by the Wood County Sheriff's Office on charges of pandering, obscene material, and child endangerment. Why didn't you arrest him?
He's in Mexico.
No, before that. He had charges before that.
Yeah, well, everybody gets bail, dude.
Police said new information now indicates Nicole Jones was killed. Patty Wardrop, the assistant prosecuting attorney on the case, told ABC 13 in Toledo that both the teen and Jonathan Jones were staying at Nicole Jones's home. So you knew where he was?
Well, that's where he got bailed too. You have to have a physical address to get bail.
So she was staying there, and he lives with his mother, and one day they abruptly leave, disappear, but while she's on the road, she calls a caseworker to inform that she has done something terrible, Wardrop said. Authorities went to her home and collected evidence, looking for clues in the homicide. What they find matches almost exactly what she has explained as the crime as it occurred. Well, you think she was lying? You think she called and confessed to a caseworker and you thought she was just bragging?
Yeah.
All right.
We're not dealing with the smartest cops here, apparently. So
Wardrop said while the team confessed, they have yet to find a body. In the course of her confession, she did indicate certain things, so we're following the leads as she has left. And I'm really hopeful for the family, the community at large, and for the family. For the family, the community at large, and for the family that we're able to at least bring her body back. Investigation's ongoing. The police said charges are expected to be filed against. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the 1800s. Hiding in Mexico from a murder charge doesn't work anymore.
No, the Mexicans don't want your murdering ass there. They have plenty.
They will extradite the shit out of you.
Yeah, shit. They'll probably just be like, hey, coyotes, here's one you're taking for free.
Right? Oh, God.
They're sending all their murderers to us. Why wouldn't they send one back?
If you're going to do that, you need to, I mean, everywhere, I believe all of South America has extradition with us too, but at least go further than Mexico. Shit.
You want to go to like Tahiti or Fiji. They don't have extradition treaties with us.
Yeah. Head down to Guatemala and hop a plane.
Yeah, you get off the continent at least. Both of them get out of the Americas. But real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. Most unions, especially those in Hollywood, were directly supported by the USSR. They're still full of commie pieces of shit. Yep. Never trust unions. They don't have your interests at heart. Nope. They'd throw you under the bus for a few pennies. That's absolutely true.
What was it? The hostess strike? Look into the hostess. Look into the UPS strike. That is one of my favorites. Do you remember the UPS strike?
Vaguely.
The UPS strike. They were striking because they wanted to have more full-time employees. Now, the part-time employees worked like 40 hours a week and had benefits and everything, but they weren't technically full-time.
Yeah.
So we need you to hire a bunch of these people. So what they did is they fired a bunch of full-time employees to make the part-time employees full-time. People who were already making or working 40 hours a week and had benefits and everything.
Yeah. Well, they were working just under the required amount of time to be considered full-time. It's like 38 hours. So they didn't have to pay them like certain benefits or insurances. And then they all got all got shit canned because they had this little stupid protest.
They did something like fire what was it, like 12 I don't remember the numbers exactly, but they fired like way more, I'll just say it that way, way more full-time employees to bring on these part-time employees.
Yeah.
It was one of the most asinine things I've ever seen in my life. That's what the union's going to do for you. Good luck. Okay, let's do this video here, and we'll have to move on. Jack, sorry, I got to go do the game stream.
Can we do the last article first? Because I know you want to wrap up, but this one is super important.
Let me get this real fast. By the way, anybody who's going, but the unions did this for me. Fuck off. Most of the things unions get credit for was already happening.
Yeah.
Travis Gardner, thank you. My grandpa was a Patco air traffic controller. There's a strike to talk about. That's the one where Reagan fired them all. Is that the one? Because yeah, that was funny as shit.
Well, sometimes you play the wrong hand.
Indeed. Got to be careful. Yeah, union. The one thing I loved about the shop that I worked at, Jack, is the guy who owned it was incredibly anti-union. The only non-union shop in, as far as I know, in Michigan.
Wow.
And there's about 20 miles away, there's a union shop, and those guys were desperate to get into ours because we had better pay, better benefits, and we didn't give part of our money to some jackass sitting on his ass who did nothing.
Yeah, that's usually what it is. You get more take home, and
Yeah.
the unions don't really do anything for most people anyway. Yeah, I've worked at places where they said if I get a whiff of union talk, we're firing everybody and shut this place down.
Yep. And that's how he is. There was a couple of people like, let's get a union. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I ain't giving my money to some fucking piece of shit sitting on his ass. I will go negotiate my own contract. I don't need somebody else talking for me. Most machinists hate unions, too independent for that nonsense. Yeah, there's several shops around here that are unionized, and several factories, Jack. They're all unionized, and this is the only one I know of in the area. And I didn't go there for that. I went there because I knew the shop manager's wife. I used to work with her, and my best friend was working there, so I had an in. And it just turned out it was non-union, and it's like, oh, that's so nice.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, because this is before, the court cases that said, hey, you don't have to give union dues to a union you don't want to be in. So I would have had to give my money to these assholes.
Nope, fuck that.
Chicken loose on subway tracks, halt service in Mexico City. Why didn't they just run the fucking thing over?
Oh, this is the it's a sacred chicken. I don't know.
It's a chicken.
It's one of the funniest fucking things I had heard all week, and I had to share with everybody.
This just reminds me, there's a new movie coming out called The Creator, and Scribbles shared the trailer. That's what it's called, and the trailer looks really good up until the point. So it's about this humanity's fighting against AI. There's these AI robots out there, and they're fighting. Humanity's fighting for its survival, and they're getting to this point. This is the big bad. And he goes in there, and it's a robot kid, so he can't kill it.
What? It's a robot.
It's a robot. He's going to let humanity die as he protects this AI kid because it looks like a child. He won't save humanity. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's stupid.
I'm guessing the people who wrote it read this story. Like, it's a chicken. We got to save it. Service was temporarily halted on the line of Mexico City's subway system after a chicken got loose on the tracks. Can I also just point out how funny it is that a chicken got loose on their tracks?
Well, it's a third world country. What do you want?
Video distributed by the city's metro system Monday showed the electricity cut off at the station near the city center on Sunday. Video showed maintenance personnel and civil defense officers in hard hats chasing the elusive bird around the tracks with brooms and gloves and a trash bag.
See who got to take it home and eat it.
The chicken eluded several attempts to capture it before one worker tossed his coat over the bird. The metro system said service was quickly restored after the incident. You mean the chicken didn't cause devastating damage to the tracks?
I'm shocked too. All they had to do was leave the power on and chase it toward the third rail.
Yeah.
Then
have
we all eat
chicken.
barbecue tonight, you know?
Mexico City subway system has been plagued by a series of incidents that officials claimed were sabotage. It's a chicken.
What's great is if you look at the Associated Press's tweet about it, there's video of them catching it on there. It's fucking hilarious.
It's a chicken. If your subway system can be sabotaged by a chicken, it's time to upgrade.
No, this is cunning. This is a cunning bird, Monkey. It's a mastermind chicken. Mastermind.
Earlier this year, a woman was arrested but later released after bits of a plastic washing machine agitator fell on the subway tracks. What?
I want to know why she had an agitator from a washing machine on the subway.
No. Bits of it. Not even the whole thing. It's not like she was carrying it to take it somewhere to fix. She just had like broken pieces of it.
Well, I'm imagining she was carrying the agitator and parts were coming off of it because this is Mexico and I always picture it like a dump where there's just like random trash laying around. I mean, show of hands, who knew that Mexico City had a subway?
Oh, I knew that.
I did. I had no idea because of all the earthquakes and the fact that it's a shithole. I didn't assume they had a subway. A subway sandwich shop, maybe.
Mexico City is like one of the biggest cities in the world.
Yeah,
and
it's still a shithole.
Oh, look, I'm not saying it's not. They have like ridiculous smog and shit because they have so many people packed into it. But yeah, it's actually a fairly modern city.
That's shocking and horrifying to me at the same time.
Don't go to the rest of Mexico.
I don't want to go to any of Mexico. What dump.
But yeah, Mexico City is actually pretty nice. 25 million. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking people in that city. Oh, Jack, I don't know if we want to watch this one.
I want to watch this one because the audience needs it. It's the Ring video. You've already seen it. You have to share it or it will kill you.
I get you, but the thing is, I do think this is partially joking. I just think he's really stupid, so the joke doesn't land.
I don't think it's a joke. I think this person's stupid.
Did you did you watch the rest of his videos or any of the rest of them?
No, he was annoying, so.
He does stupid shit a lot. So he's either retarded or he's putting on a show to get that. It's kind of the Brittany Venti thing.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, Brittany Venti got famous for being a really, really dumb gamer girl. Like ridiculously retarded. And that's not to say she's not, unsmart, but she played it up to be like dumb as shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can watch it and you guys can judge for yourself.
Is he retarded like Virgie G? No, because people have to pay Virgie G their money. He's gonna get his money. This guy's just an idiot. Also, thank you, Travis Gardner. I carry washer agitators all the time. Have 2 in my van. You repair stuff though. I imagine this lady probably found it on the street and was like, "Oh, this is mine now."
Yes, Rogue Thought. She played a Twitch e-thought moron. If you've never seen the Brittany Venti videos from back then, check them out. I mean, she like just really fucking dumb. Have you ever seen those, Jack?
No.
Oh God, yeah, they're bad. And everybody thought she was for real. And then one day she was this when she started banging Baked Alaska or whoever she started banging. People are like, oh, she's actually not that dumb. Yeah. Anyhow, This is our young gentleman who is way too feminine for my taste. All
This is what my outfit would be if I was fighting on the battlefield in Pearl Harbor.
right, stop. The battlefield of Pearl Harbor was the fucking ocean. Just saying. Where?
So since Pearl Harbor is kind of like an ocean battlefield terrain,
Kind of like Jack.
It's like kind of totally, you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like an ocean. The fuck does that mean? All right.
He's tired.
I think this gorgeous vintage blue t-shirt would look so good. So since Pearl Harbor happened in the 60s, I feel like this gives a very
See, this is what I mean, Jack. I think he's full of shit, but I also think he's dumb.
Yeah. I just think he's dumb and very effeminate.
Since Pearl Harbor happened in the 60s, you could have got this right. Yeah. Even being done. Oh my God. All right. Is he dating Rome Girl? No, there is no doubt Rome Girl is serious. She's just that dumb. All right, we ready for this?
Uh-huh.
very like vintage vibe. But yeah, this t-shirt is kind of like a windbreaker t-shirt. I think the ocean blue color just matches so well with the whole like Pearl Harbor ocean Hawaii aesthetic. So for pants, you guys already know that I have to do some sort of camo to match with like the army theme because duh, I'm in the army, like I have to have some camo ons. And they also have like stars on them.
I mean, there's soldiers on Pearl Harbor, but that's really not what it's known for.
Was it a Navy base?
Yeah.
Yeah, wood camo on the ocean. Yeah, like all those floating trees.
Because I'm the star of this Pearl Harbor war. But yeah, these pants are so like war vibes. So for shoes, I'm gonna go along with like the ocean blue theme because we are battling in Hawaii.
That's it. You finally broke me unsubbing. Nuts, don't do it. Look, Jack talked me into it. Nuts, don't go.
Don't leave us, Stargazer. We need you.
I hate that people like this can get so much attention from stupid shit like this.
I know, but it's hard not to laugh at them for being this fucking dumb and irritating.
Yeah. Where can I see how many views this thing has?
It's too many.
It's got 48,000 likes.
That's too many.
So I have these blue Jordan 1 lows, and they're gonna go so well with my war t-shirt.
Okay. I hate to bring up this point. That blue top and blue shoes don't go with wood camo pants.
No, not at all.
You look stupid.
Well, you look stupid before this.
He could look. We're talking about in the Navy stuff. He could have dressed up as Sailor Moon and it would have been closer.
Yeah, well, at least that would have been thematic because
Right.
you know they're Japanese.
So my combat Jordans are on. Now it's time for accessories. And of course, I had to go with some pearls because we are battling in Pearl Harbor. But yeah, you guys, I'm like so obsessed with this battlefield fit. I'm going to bring this sponge for a weapon because just in case when the missiles land in the water, I can block my face so I don't have to mess up my hair or makeup. I can just block the water like this and the sponge will absorb all of the splash debris. My last weapon that I'm going to bring is this micronized creatine because I bought this off of Amazon because I know all the gym bros use it. So I think if I eat this and share it with my other teammates.
You can barely hold that.
I like you said teammates instead of like fellow soldiers.
This is a joke. I see, Rogue. It's hard to tell. There's part of it that's just obviously stupid. I think this guy actually think Pearl Harbor was in the 60s.
I will gain like some sort of superpower, like incredible vibe. But yeah, you guys, what do you guys rate this Pearl Harbor fit? Let me know in the comments down below.
Oh God. Well, there's that.
That's a thing that exists in the world. You're welcome.
Yep. He knows I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I know. Anyway, guys, on that fucking retard. If you watch a lot of his other stuff, he tries to do ASMR. So a lot of his shit is just him whispering. He does some serious like makeup and hair things, you know, so girls can get makeup advice from a dude. I hate this world.
I know. Real quick. Thank you, Keldrick. This is so gay it makes Mike Harlow look straight. Yeah, I mean, this is the type of like annoying, flamboyant gay person that I find offensive because they're the vocal fry. That nobody talks like that. Stop it.
This is the kind of gay that me and you and Mike talked about when he was on the show.
Yeah.
That overly bullshit. Look how gay I am. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's annoying. And I don't know. I really can't tell if this is serious or a joke. I assume it's a joke. But if he's serious, then it's even more stupid. I think this person's stupid either way. But if they're trying to be funny, I guess. But joking about Pearl Harbor, that's a bit tasteless, I guess.
Very tasteless.
It could be funny, I suppose, but it's pretty tastelessly done. So fuck this idiot. Fuck TikTok. It's stupid. It's full of weirdos and retards. And yeah, I just had to share my suffering with everybody else.
Mike Harlow used to act that way. Yeah, I mean, he used to be on the left, and that's just expected. It's expected, you guys. You got to fit in, right?
Yeah.
And you can see it in Mike. Mike is, you know, embraced being yourself.
Yeah, and he's
Good
funny too. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. We really, really do appreciate that. Jack, is there anything you give us money? Is there anything you'd like to show?
I'll drop a link to a video that came out a few hours ago. But as always, thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. Thanks for putting up with our shenanigans and coming out night after night.
Guys, don't forget to hit that like button on your way out if you haven't done so already. You can't donate if we're not on the air. Those links all still work. You can check out all of our channels. We got tons of them down in the links below. Jack, which is the one you have right now that we're trying to get up there so you can get monetized?
Oh, that's the Jack Cochran channel.
The Jack Cochran channel. Make sure you check that one out. Can you just drop a link just to that?
Yeah.
Guys, please go over there and subscribe to Jack. Y'all love Jack, so it's not like you're like, I don't know if I like that guy. Go over there. Yeah, don't do that voice because it's horrible. Go over there and subscribe to Jack and watch his videos over there because Jack's awesome. I'm going to be on. What's that?
That's what I keep telling people.
Me too. And hopefully they'll listen.
I hope you're right.
And new Susan with a dong. Lower those goddamn standards. I get why you did it, but Jesus. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours. You know what it is on Twitch? It's like 3 subscribers and what is it, like 12 hours of streaming. That's it in a week.
Wow.
And YouTube's like, oh, I'm not sure that at 500 hours watched that they're really real. Lower that shit. Seriously. Speaking of Twitch, going to be on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in just a few moments, playing some more Phasmophobia with my buddy and hobo friend, ex-Bubba Hotep. So please come over and watch that. That is twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
I'm always glad to be here.
Everybody, have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Nuts will never leave me, no matter what she says. I want to say something offensive, but I couldn't think of it. So this song sucks.